I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I've been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I've seen.
In 1973, the government of Jamaica sought to harness the energy and talent of the youth to help meet manpower needs in various sectors of the society, as well as to help these school leavers to develop a sense of nationalism and proper socialization. Thus, the National Youth Service was born.
National Youth Service was first introduced when I was attending high school. I was a student at Hampton School for Girls in Malvern, St. Elizabeth, and there was this big announcement that there was going to be this program, and every high school graduate would be required to give 2 years of voluntary service to the nation. And if you didn't do it at the end of high school, you would be required to do it at the end of university. Oh, woe is me. We were all, what is this thing?
In those days, you served without any traveling being refunded, with anything at all. It was just service for the sake of service, because from serving, you learned from your elders.
I got involved in the early childhood aspect of it here in St. Andrew and worked at the Rosedale Basic School on Mannings Hill Road. Okay. And for me, that was a real moment of transformation. It helped me to decide what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. Never thought about being a teacher, but working in the program gave me some options.
After the discontinuation of the service in 1983, the NYS was revived in 1995, this time with a different focus. There were major concerns about the high level of youth unemployment, academic underachievement, the lack of training opportunities for young people, and their escalating trend toward antisocial behavior.
The National Youth Service is one of our flagship programs because it takes youngsters who are school leavers, who may not yet be ready to go on to a tertiary or other post-secondary experience, and provides them with both attitudinal training as well as exposure to the job market.
The National Youth Service manages a number of programs, including the CORE program, a 4-week career training and re-socialization residential orientation, and a 6-month job placement for high school graduates aged 17 to 24 years. The Jamaica-Canada Youth Exchange, an annual youth exchange program. This is part of a program geared toward international development. The Jamaica Values and Attitudes Project for Tertiary Students, JAMVAT, a program that provides partial payment of tuition fees in exchange for voluntary service. Information Communication Technology ICT, a certificate course for the disabled. The National Summer Employment Program, an annual program employing on average 4,000 students island-wide during the summer holidays. The NYS in Schools Project, a new project geared toward instilling core values in high school students through service clubs. The NYS Volunteerism Project, periodic projects managed by the NYS in association with private sponsors, national and community organizations, and NYS participants. Since 1995, there have been more than 20,000 participants. At least 61% of this number go on to tertiary education or permanent employment. This compares favorably to a control study showing 34% of young people making this transition.
You have to work on those things that you want to achieve. It's not going to come easy, but you always are looking ahead and learning from what you have done in the past.
Since the late 90s, the service has been bearing good fruit. This is Roy Reed, investment advisor at RBTT Bank. He joined the NYS in 1996.
I must say that teamwork, discipline, these were some of the critical things that you really had to adhere to, during that program. the camps were actually manned by members of the Jamaica Defense Force, and we were actually on a very strict regimen as it relates to the activities that we were supposed to do. We had to be on time for everything, and it was quite an experience. One of the things that I did immediately after completing my volunteership within the program was that I enrolled in school to pursue further studies, you know, because I was aware that the only way that I was going to be able to move forward was to ensure that I develop myself academically, and I've been doing that ever since.
Meet Jason Smith, audiovisual technician at the National Library Service. He joined the NYS in 1997.
Mainly is the discipline, the fact that it teaches you to wake up early in the morning, have the zest to come to work, the self-esteem, be grateful for what you have, be thankful for small stuff. So that's the great impact it has on me.
Jason's performance earned him the Employee of the Year award for 2005-2006. This is Lieutenant Brian Lundy, pilot at the Jamaica Defense Force. He joined the NYS in 2000.
When I joined the NYS, I joined the uniform groups, and we were trained in Chesterfield in St. Andrew. And we were the first set of uniform groups to be trained by the National Youth Service. Whilst we were at Chesterfield, the persons lecturing and those who did the practical demonstrations, it was a lesson one of teamwork, and they told us this, and it was portrayed throughout the entire camp. And even up to present day, I'm a pilot. I fly on a aircraft that is co-pilot, so even then I have transferred all the lessons learned at the National Youth Service camp in Chesterfield.
An important addition to the NYS programs is the Success Camp, designed to rescue youngsters who may find themselves on a school's exit list. Consider this. The youth are the main victims and perpetrators of criminal activities. 14% of murders and 15% of rapes are committed by school-aged children.
Now, when these boys drop out and they join a street side college, because it's a street side college, you know, there are quite a few boys at street side college, and they sing the anthem, not to now go on and beg you something. No, these are the terrorists in the country, and we need to cut it out. We have to create an atmosphere where we help all our students, not some. We have to get back Jamaica.
Here is Jake Edwards' story.
I got a list of students that have strong caution. Jake Edwards, I'm sure you can continue here, you know, because really not working well here. Really not working well. So I just believe I have a son that, we need to save our boys. So we approached his parents through the guidance counselor, because they did most of it, to get Jake to go to Success Camp. We had to give him a second chance. Actually, it's a contract. You go to Success Camp, you get a second chance.
I had a lot of anger built up in me, and because I know why the reason now, but it still troubles me sometimes. But I got to manage it. Sometimes my mother don't know, but sometimes when I'm at home and I'm angry, I lie down in the bed and put the pillow over my head and I scream a lot. I scream a lot. Sometimes we take the pillow and I thump it up or something, but I just have to get it off. And sometimes if I have something on my hand, sometimes I throw it down and just lie down, get it out.
And from what I've heard from the term has begun, I have not seen him into my office. I have not seen him at the vice principal's office. I have not heard anything. So I assume that he's on his way to be successful. I'm sure that all issues are not cleared up yet, I'm sure. Because 3 weeks just touched him. Just it's like an appetizer as of another way you can behave. But I'm sure that he's going to be successful.
The National Youth Service is funded largely by the government of Jamaica, but there is significant room for private sector contribution in terms of cash and absorption of NYS participants.
We decided, along with the NYS, to run a call centre customer care training course for people, which would give them the basic skills and then allow them, I suppose, have a resume or a CV that lent towards that area, and companies such as ACS or eServices or in fact Digicel would look at employing them. As part of that course, what we also decided to do was we placed a number of the students within Digicel after graduation from that course, and it has worked very well. And even today we've been very fortunate that many of the people who have come out of that course are actually now currently employed in Digicel in customer care and on other departments, but they're full-time employees now.
We take some Jamaican youth and we join them up with some Canadian youth. There's about 18 of them on an annual basis. It's a program that lasts about 7 months, and it's trying to ensure that there's a sharing of culture, there's sharing of understanding, and that everybody understands that even though you're youth in Canada or youth in Jamaica, there are issues that are there, and they try and help each other out. So that's the #1 program that we have.
They come in with a bundle of energy, and they are eager to learn. They are on the ball. As soon as customers come in, they'll be there to greet them, and the service is exceptional. And also a customer just came to me Saturday to let me know that, oh boy, she's so impressed with his service. So I think it's worth giving NYS personnel a chance in your organization.
We think of our youth sometimes as you know they're out there wasting and unattached and all that, but our youth are sponges. They're so willing to learn. I mean, once you give them a little room, a little opportunity, they're grabbing it with both hands. So therefore we're asking us to give access so that youth can see something else outside of the street corner. You know what I mean? Or they're able to see that there is another world, there's another economy, there's another workplace, there is civility.
Join us in making a difference in Jamaica.
A success camp can run to maybe $5–6 million for the entire. Can you talk about 300 students, and believe you me, 300 students is only a touch.
NYS gets results. That's the first thing. It's money well invested. It's something that they can contribute towards. It's an organization that works well and that is managing itself properly, and I'm very happy that we are working with them, and I think any other people would benefit from doing the same thing.
The National Youth Service trains persons who, for one, some of us are not educated to a level where other persons are, and as such they take us and they train us in up to a standard that other organizations can actually take us from there to work as potential employers. And to them I say that they must continue to assist and wherever possible to give in to the National Youth Service, because it is a program that is helping most youth in Jamaica. It did help me.
And the most rewarding thing for me is you turn around and you meet young people who turn around and tell you stories of, before I went into the NYS, I couldn't find myself a job, I didn't have a trade, I didn't have something to put on my resume, and I felt my life wasn't being fulfilled. I turned around, I spent a number of weeks and months with, working with the NYS. I've attained a skill, I understand the importance of discipline, I understand the importance of having good manners, etc., etc., and I've put myself in a position that I'm employable. And then when you hear that they've actually crossed over that bridge and are actually now full-time employed with various companies throughout Jamaica, it's great.
I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I've been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know